Yo, what's up, everyone? Today's trade recap from Friday, the last day of the week. It has been an insane week, as I have been saying that the last trade recaps, basically in every single video, I think. We were off to a good end of the week. We had some struggle. I'm gonna explain that to you later. First, I want to say I did not record a trade recap from this trade. I took this yesterday, late in the day. I will probably do that maybe tomorrow or Sunday. We will see. For today, let's get straight into the charts. For today, my overall bias was shorts. I know this sounds weird probably, but I said this yesterday already in the video. Even though we keep printing these bullish AMDs up here, we are coming very close to this protected high up here, and it's more like an narrative kind of thing. I was really confident that this high is going to stay protected. Why? We had a daily SMT with previous day high with ES, a really strong one. Like ES was somewhere up here while NQ was chilling down here. So my narrative for the day was bearish. Why? We had this engineered low down here, which was just created, sorry, out of nothing, as you can see here. And I've said this like many times now. Engineered low starting off another accumulation up here, which has never been taken out truly here, is a really strong draw for me. Like this is gonna get taken out eventually. So I had a bearish bias, and I think that next week is going to continue doing that and take out protected lows first before we take out this protected high. I could be wrong, but for today it was right. So at first, when we go into replay, at first, let's go even further. There is, which is mentionable, there is midnight open is right here. So we have midnight open lining up with an OB that we have been bouncing before. So as I said again, I'm never taking the first kind of tap of an OB. So I was waiting for the second one, the same thing. Like as you can see, it's the same pattern I do every time. You could just flip this around that it's this trade. You can flip this around that it's this trade. It's the same thing every time. So another thing I was looking for is this engineered high. It's basically the same as down here coming into this accumulation. I wanted this to be taken out. I wanted to tap into the OB and then a push lower. I unfortunately got edged here. As you can see, it tapped midnight open basically perfect, and then it dumped immediately. Let me just check if I marked it the right way. Yeah, so it tapped it nearly perfectly and dumped from the OB at right here. It never came to the OB above. Yes, you can limit this as well. I'm not usually doing that, and I'm not gonna change it just because it didn't work here. So I already thought the day is over, but then we came up here and we left this low down here and basically built this trend line here. And I have to go back one more candle. It looks ass here, but I did like a 25% risk on this rejection block because I was not too sure anymore if we come up here. So I did like a very small risk on this one, and as you can see, it got stopped out, which gave me an even better entry up here, which was 945. After this rejection block here, I limited 945 right around here. Had my stop loss above here, and I just waited. And this was actually a really painful trade to watch. As you can see, I got edged hard. We came down here. I thought this is not gonna be over. We respected the 5 minute. We even came up into the other 5 minute. And I made a mistake here that and this is something I usually never do, and I did it today, so that is my fault. I went break even, or not break even. I put my stop here, which I never do. I don't want to talk about the reason why I did it. As I said, I never do this. I said it like the trade is invalidated if we come above here. We never did that. So you can see we stopped me out and then dumped. The unfortunate thing that happened today is that this happened so fast, it wicked me out, that my TP that was down there. Like I had partials set here because the PA was just really slow and I did not need much more for the evals to pass, and for the fundeds I would have held down here. The problem was TradingView did not close my TPs fast enough. This legit came here, stopped me out, had the buy limit still down there, wicked down instantly, entered me in a buy position around here, and the problem was my leader account is a daily loss limit account and I never hit daily loss limit. Like my stop losses are between $200 and $400 on a huge trade. On a like a $400 stop loss is like probably a trade I go for a 4k TP, so really huge. And the problem was that this basically was wicking down here from the first partial 120 points, stopped my leader account. Otherwise it would have not been a problem because it just came back up and I would actually have made money in this like dumb situation here. The problem is my leader account is a daily loss limit account. Once it hit the minus 1k, it stopped out every account, and from break even here into TradingView, not removing my limits here, I instantly lost. Like, also the slippage was really bad. Like I lost different amount on every account. Like my Lucid accounts lost, some of them lost 200, some of them lost 500. The MyFunded Futures accounts got all stopped out in minus 1k, and some accounts were between 200 and 400. So really not my issue. Like as I said, it was not that I left them here. It stopped it out, and as you and anyone who trades with Tradeovate and TradingView knows, it takes like half a second to take these limits away. That was unfortunately too late. It whipped the shit out of me, and yeah, my draw was correct, my TP was correct, my stop loss placement was wrong. That is my issue. But this should have just been $100 like loss here, $100 loss here, just a $200 loss on the day, and not something like this. Really unfortunately ending the week like this, especially after having such a great week, being up 50 RR before we started the day. Now, yeah, obviously if you count this loss, it's going to be probably around 40, 30, 38 RR. Still insane week, but this is really annoying, especially on the new accounts that they have like 1k drawdown now, which, yeah, if I lose a trade myself, I don't really care as long as I have good risk management, because there is potential to lose every time, especially on the higher R, especially more losses. And I can just look back, what did I do wrong here? Yeah, you could say this, okay, but even this should not happen. Like, even if I got break even here, this down here, like there is nothing I can do against it. Then edging my first trade that went already for enough points to close here. I have my TP here because I cannot make more on these accounts. Yeah, just a lot of things that happened, nothing I can do. I'm not gonna lie about it. Like, yeah, I do feel like bad about it, or not bad, but it pisses me off. Nothing I can do. I can revenge trade now. Yes. Is it gonna help me? Probably not. And the good thing to say is my draw was correct. Yes, we can talk about this here if you should limit this, but most trades that you're gonna take here, there's always a potential to lose. You're just gonna lose another 10 points that are really not necessary. You could have done it here because Midnight Open is here. Yes, we can talk about all of this. I liked my limit up here, and as you can see, it got hit after and dumped to the full TP. So this was just like a small leg. The full leg was from up here. Another trade that could have been possible is down here. You could have, many people limited this for the long in pre-market and waited for New York to open. Also a good trade, just went against my bias, so nothing I would have taken with full confidence. So yeah, would have been possible. I did not take it. Many people took it. A good trade in my opinion, or not a perfect trade honestly. If we would have taken this first, I would have been way more, like way better. You can take this for sure. I did not like it as much, even though we took out all of this, but we just had this good low down here that I said it now many times, I want to be taken. So yeah, that was why I did not take it. I think you can hear it in my voice. All of this really pissed me off today. Yeah, we just can just go into the weekend and just look at next week. Like, honestly, as I said, 1K, 600, 400, $200 losses on the accounts. Let's just say we had 1K on every account. My TPs here, this was 50% risk. TP down here was 2.2K. So even a 25% risk trade is gonna make back everything, when if not even more. Obviously, you should not come into the day like this. I want to make it back. I want to make this. But I'm just saying, just go for a good trade after, hit a TP hopefully, and yeah, and then we're gonna hear each other the next time again. But as you can see, I'm also showing my losses, not just the wins. The only win I took today was this. I had this winner here, as I said. I might do a trade recap on this as well, but this is basically a similar trade to this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And let me also know if you made money today, because I think the draw was not clear for many people. I think many people tried to long into previous day high, even though we had the SMT and these kind of pattern printing here. So you should also look out for this. And yeah, as I said, I hope you took something good from this, even though it was a loss. As I said, the trade itself was really good. Also, as you can see, even though it was news, one thing I forgot to say, don't think like a news candle goes to a random place. News always goes to the next or most obvious draw on liquidity. You can go back and check news. News is not dumping or pumping into a level for no reason. The news itself, we're probably bullish, but if the news is bullish and we have the draw like here, we have like something like this, and we have a clear draw, and the news is bullish, the news is not just gonna do this usually. The news 90% out of the time is gonna, like here, wick the draw on liquidity to then pump into direction where the news is headed. If the draw, like the real draw is higher, like if we did not have the news, in my opinion, we would have never taken this previous day high. If the news is bullish and the draw is higher, like usually CPI does this, CPI just goes one direction, goes straight into the direction where the draw is, because the news are usually related to the draws. Might be a coincidence, might not be, you can just figure it out yourself. But I'm just saying, news is just gonna help you if you have the right direction, because you can also see many people think, oh no, I got wicked out here and then it's gonna dump. No, that is not happening. You can see news is gonna, okay, we are in the manipulation leg of the news, but because we have the right draw. If you have the wrong draw, yeah, you are gonna be the manipulation for the news. If you have the correct draw, you're always gonna hit your TP first, because before it wicks you out. If you have the right stop loss placement, I'm saying that again. This was not the correct stop loss placement. I did it, yes, my mistake. I'm not gonna go over the details why I did it, because I would have never done it, but doesn't matter, I did it. And this helps you to go to TP. You can just use this as a speed indicator to go to your TP. I know this has nothing to do right now with the trade recap, but I just wanted to say this because many people struggle doing that. So don't think news stopped you out. News are not the reason you're getting stopped out. If you're being against the news candle, your draw on liquidity was wrong 90% of the time, in my opinion, as I have tested it. So that was basically it now. Like, we've gone over the trade recap, we've gone over what went wrong, we've gone over how I got, I hope I can say this on YouTube, I got fucked by NQ today. I wish this would have just gone up. I was wrong, but I was right about the draw on liquidity, and that is the important part. I was right about the direction. You can use this as an example of a really good trade. This is a really good trade, just wrong stop loss placement. And we can say, yes, I could have avoided this by just leaving my stop loss up here, and this would have never happened. Yes, could be my fault as well, but nothing to, we cannot change the past. So just let's just end this now. This should not be an emotional like kind of video or discipline video. It should just be a clear trade recap. I hope this was clear how I explained it, how I saw the accumulations, why I went bearish today instead of bullish, even though we had bullish direction the whole time. And if you don't, by the way, know why I went also bearish, not just by this previous day high SMT, I cannot, like, I'm just gonna explain it here because I don't know if I explained it in the last video. If you are good in pattern recognizing, you should just look at this. I explained this now every single day of the week because everyone was like, yeah, we're going to go up, we're going to go up. No, like, yes, now we are going up, but there is going to be at least a move down. And I still don't think this is going to hold. At least this OB here is going to pump us. And now I already leaked it, but if you look at this pattern, I'm pretty sure I explained it. We have an OB up here, we dump. We have an OB up here, we dump. We come up, we have an OB up here, we dump. We have an OB up here, we dump. We have an OB up here, we expect it to dump. Yeah, it can fail. It's not going to do that the whole time. But in my opinion, we are going to keep doing this in the long term until we get to this monthly gap on ES at least. ES should be the first one there, but this is gonna be it could happen now. We could make new all-time highs first, but I'm telling you, new all-time highs are not gonna do something like this. New all-time highs are gonna come up here, chop around probably, and give a higher time frame AMD to go into here. The highest probability area for us to trade is gonna be out of this monthly gap. We can go even deeper, and this should not be a video like this, but we can go even deeper. You can just go back and look at this. Where is the high probability area to trade in? We have this whole chop here. Where do we come down? We come down into a weekly fair value gap. I think also a monthly fair value gap. So what is this? A higher time frame, basically power of three as well. You can call it like that. Taking out this high, dumping into this, distributing. So what can you expect here? We're gonna chop here until we come into this PRA to go higher, because on the long term, the market is gonna go up. The markets, yeah, could technically in a critical situation dump more and just build this downtrend lower. But in a healthy market, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, I'm gonna tell you this move is not healthy. What we did here was not healthy. We had like 5 or 6 red days in like 2 months, I would say, basically, or like a whole 1.5 months. And what we are doing right now is also in general, like we are day trading, not swing trading, lower probability. It's gonna be way easier as here. Just wait for the retrace, long. Wait for the retrace, long. You were basically never wrong about the direction if you longed. Bro, what is this? So what am I saying with this? Just keep this in mind as well, because you can just repeat this cycle. We come down, we go up, we come down, we go up, and this might not even happen in 2026, could happen in 2027, could happen next month, next week. I don't know it. They're probably gonna save it for a news event. That's what I'm gonna say. Also, bro, this video is gonna be too long, but I'm gonna go over this as well. Why did this happen? This was the war start, and like they had this financial thing in Europe, even though Nasdaq has nothing to do with Europe, but like all this car industry was kind of fucked, I'm gonna say, and this like not really clean crash, but we kind of crashed into here. Also here, this was 2025. What was 2025 again? I think it was a financial situation, and we also had like Corona obviously dumping us. Obviously here as well, 2020. These are like more massive dumps if you have like these events. So we're not, I don't know what is gonna happen. We also still have the Iran war, so any like sign of bad news, also the Ukraine war, don't forget about that, could dump us a lot. This has nothing to do with this trade right now. I'm just gonna go over it, how to you can determine your higher time frame bias and where to know where we have a higher probability area to trade in. This video is already 20 minutes. I'm gonna end this now. I don't want to make it too long. To finish this off, I hope from the trade itself you learned something. I hope you see now that I post losses as well. This week was insane. It's not gonna be like this every week. There is still gonna be good trades. I'm gonna post all of them, even the losses, even the wins. And yeah, in general, just watch me lose this, watch me being cooked, watch me how I react, because I was a person that revenge traded this, tried to make it back. I had this mentality when I started. I'm still tempted. I would lie, like we're all humans. I'm just not doing it because I have good people around me that tell me not to do it. I'm just gonna mention a couple names. In early stages, it was always Alex. I met now Mada. Also, I have recently met Mason, also a really good guy. Like these people are just keeping me straight-headed because if there is one thing I cannot handle, it's market situations that I cannot influence. Like this is obviously something that I cannot influence because the limit did not get moved, blah blah blah. A normal loss is no problem for me, but this is where I just have people to help me. So always try to find a safe place where you can just kind of relax and see, or just get people to ground you, especially really important because this is how I do not fall into revenge trading. Just enjoy your weekend. We're gonna come back next week, and I'm gonna promise you I'm gonna hit a banger next week because I'm gonna wait for that perfect trade setup to hit something like this because I'm a huge fan of going after something like this for a really good trade instead of just doing normal setups. So let's hope we can just keep this winning streak. It's not a winning streak anymore, unfortunately, because we have a red day today. But let's hope we can keep the week screen at least. And let's just see how it goes in the next weeks. I hope you enjoyed it. This video is way too long. I'm sorry for talking so much. Just a lot that happened today. I hope you enjoy your video. Thanks for watching, and just let me know if I should do again something different. What did you like? What did you don't like? What can I improve in the next videos? Thanks for your thanks for watching in general, and see you next week.